For those of you that don't know me, my name is Rob Wickings, SCCI Group Health and Safety Director. So why are we here? We are wishing to strengthen the safety culture within the SCCI Group companies beyond a compliance-based approach. Today we have two guest speakers, John Dillon, a consultant in behavioural safety for Ryder Marsh, and Jason Anker, who's going to tell us about his life-changing event that occurred on a construction site in 1993. So I'll now hand you over to John for the start of his presentation.
Most organisations have got to a certain level in safety culture. It's what do we do next to improve? And it's all about improving. What is safety culture? It's you. It's your colleagues. It's your management. It's your people around you. It's the environment you work in. It's the equipment you have. It's the processes you have to follow. It's the way people communicate. All of these different things make up your culture. The more we give people ownership of stuff, the more they care about it. That's why we need to give you ownership of safety. Because if it's just somebody telling you, well, safety is this one. If it's something you own and something you actually have an input into, it becomes this one. Therefore, it gets better. So we need to encourage ownership. The more you improve up that culture ladder, it becomes a better place to work. You should injure less people. You should have less incidents. If you get into that proactive, top of the tree, interdependent one, then you are guaranteed to get less accidents. I'm now going to hand you over to my colleague, Jason Ankers, who's going to talk to you about his experience and how things have affected his life.
I used to think I had an accident at work. And it's only by doing these talks over the last 3 years, I sort of got myself into a place where I realised it shouldn't have even happened. You know, I knew what I was doing that day was unsafe, and yet I still did it. I'd actually been called back up the ladder. And as I go back up, get about halfway, feel it slip, and I fall. We found a small fracture in your back. You've suffered massive spinal injuries. And then he simply said to me, "You'll never walk again." No amount of compensation worth that. And yet, quite prepared to go back out there, and when it comes to it, take a few shortcuts, take a few chances, lean on us to go off and get a job done. Because our belief is this big one's going to happen to who? Other people. So my question to you is, who are these other people? How many times when you're up the ladder and it's that little bit just there and you know best way is go down, move your ladder, how many times you tend to just go, this was 10 feet. 10 feet from a ladder. We have that gut feeling that something ain't safe, and over the next few minutes, I know it'll be all right this time. And when I came into this 3 years ago, I didn't still know that people fell from ladders. You've got all the gear these days, you've got everything possible, it's down to you. If you feel something unsafe, you have to speak up. You have to raise that concern. If someone doesn't listen, go above him. Because at the end of the day, you've got to go into your wife and the kids. When we're out on site, at the end of the day, who have we got to rely on when we're out there working? Who have we got? Ourselves and each other.
I know we all think it's a day-to-day sort of job, and nobody ever thinks it could happen to us or to the guys out on the ground. So it does really bring it home to you, and that's mostly what I take away from today.
There's no way you can leave today and listening to Jason without taking stuff away from it. Certainly from an engineer point of view, you can't now climb a ladder and not consider that it shouldn't be straight. I think as a company we have improved so much over the years since I've been here, and I think culturally we have vastly improved. And the engineers, I mean, going back to when I was an engineer, Rob, I possibly wouldn't have been as acceptable to some of it as some of the younger guys are, maybe because I didn't know any other way. But I think we're definitely on the road to being where we should be.